Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel where I talk about whatever I want. This time I'm talking about girl groups. I've always loved girl groups, whether they be K-pop, Western, whatever it is. This will be a new series on my channel called Girl Groups Asia and Beyond, where I take a deep dive into girl groups I believe we should talk about more in the girl group sphere. There has been this one girl group I've noticed for a long time and wanted to make a video on. So in this video, I'll be talking about the J-pop girl group F5ve. I'll be going over their background, members, discography, and why they deserve more attention. And boy, do they have a background alright. Might want to grab a snack because this will be a long one. This group was my real introduction to the J-pop industry and how it works. So this was a very interesting video to research for. I mean, the only two J-pop artists I've listened to were like Fujikaze and Keshi, but I've only listened to like two of both of their songs. Just to be clear, I'm not an expert on J-pop, and I may have gotten some things wrong in this video or in my research, so please correct me in the comments. In short, F5ve is a five-member J-pop girl group that debuted in 2022 under LDH in 360, with members being Sayaka, Katie, Ruri, Miyu, and Ru. Also, if you've seen my videos before, be sure to like and subscribe by the end of this video. Now, let's get into it.
You eat a lot of lettuce, but you're toxic. Yeah, I know you're only getting started.
I think it's important that we talk about the company that F5ve are under in order to understand how the group and the members started out. F5ve are under LDH Japan Incorporated, with them being one of the most popular acts as I'm making this video, and being one of the major companies in the Japanese music scene. The company was founded on September 18th, 2003, and was founded by 6 members of the Japanese boy group EXILE, with the leader at the time, Hiroyuki Igarashi, being appointed as the CEO. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The company has set up multiple branches in the US, Europe, etc., with some other members of EXILE taking up CEO and executive roles in the different branches and main Japan company respectively. Fun fact, the company's acronym, LDH, stands for Love, Dream, and Happiness, with all becoming groups under the label. Before the group became known as F5e, 3 out of the 5 members were originally in another LDH group called Happiness. Members Sayaka, Katie, and Miyu were all part of the group along with other members called Karen and Mimu. Before the group debuted, they made their first public appearance at boy group Exile's 2008 live tour as backup dancers. In 2009, LDH would hold auditions in April to find more members for the group. Happiness would be one of 3 girl groups under LDH to debut that same year, along with other girl groups Love and Dream, being a part of a bigger project called LDH Girls, with the group names making up the acronym of the company. While LDH scouted and formed the groups, the company Rhythm Zone signed the girls. The group would add members Yurno and Mayu who auditioned and got into the company. The group as 5 without those members made their indie debut in October 2009 with the song Happy Talk. Finally, the group would make their major label debut in 2011 with all members with the song Kiss Me in February. Later that year in April, the group merged with other LDH girl groups Flower and Dream to form the girl group E-Girls, so all the members would be promoted as members of Happiness and E-Girls at the same time. I'll talk about E-Girls later. The group would also re-record their song Happy Talk with the new members. The group would release more singles throughout the year, while in December 2011, member Mimu would be absent from activities to focus on school. In August of 2012, member Mayu would be diagnosed with infectious mononucleosis and would go on hiatus to recover. In October, Mimu would ultimately leave both E-Girls and Happiness in the company to focus entirely on school. In May 2013, E-Girl members Anna and Ruri, future F5ve member, would join the group. They would release more music and Mayu would rejoin the group's activities again after recovering. The group would keep promoting consistently till December 2020 when members Yurino and Anna would leave both groups and the company. In 2022, LDH would announce the members Ruri, Sayaka, Katie, and Miyu would debut in a new girl group, while Karen would leave Happiness and E-Girls right before debut. The group would ultimately disband on September 29th, 2023.
It's showtime. Only 14. 두다리끼리로 time.
E-Girls is the second girl group that the F5ve members were a part of. Standing for Exile Girls, they were formed as the female version of the boy group Exile. The group was managed by LDH but was signed to Rhythm Zone and Avex, which are companies LDH are affiliated with. The group was made up of girls from both LDH and Rhythm Zone girl groups, such as Happiness, Dream, and Flower, also known as a supergroup. So maybe like the super N of Japanese girl groups. No, I'm joking. The group would debut on December 28th, 2011 with the song Celebration. Members of all three groups made their debut with the group were, starting with Dream, Shizuka, Sayaka, Aya, Ami, and Eddie. With Happiness, Sayaka, Katie, Karen, Miyu, Mimu, Yurno, and Mayu. And lastly, Flower with Mizuno Elena, Fuji Shuka, Nakajima Mio, and Shigetomi Manami. In 2011, LDH would hold an event called E-Girls Show held in Tokyo, where more members were chosen for E-Girls and members of Flower. The girls who won the competition were Washiro Rena, Muto Shikaru, Ichuki Kyoko, Bando Nozomi, and Sato Harumi. Later that year, Flower would officially debut. Members could graduate or leave both or one of the groups if they wanted to pursue other activities or for personal reasons. Two members, Mimu and Sayaka, would leave both of their groups respectively in 2012. In March, two new performers, Anna and Kizurena, would be added to the group for their release of 123. In May through July of 2012, a new subunit called Bunny would form, and just like Happiness, Dream, and Flower, members would be added to E-Girls, along with another girl group called EGD, with one member of the group, Ikurarisa, joining E-Girls. Now there are 5 different E-Girls units: Dream, Happiness, Flower, EGD, and Bunny. In 2013, members Mayu, Hanayami Mizuki, Oshimiyu, and Vatsmira would leave and be removed from the group. Throughout the next year, new members would be added to E-Girls, Bunny, and EGD. All units would also release music and as a whole. Certain members would be chosen for releases depending on skills and what concept the album would portray. By 2015, E-Girls had in total 20 members. From 2016 to 2017, the group would release more music and members would leave or graduate from their groups. At the beginning of 2017, LDH would announce that they would be reforming E-Girls. The groups that came together to form the group would now be a part of a new unit project called E.G. Family. Later that year, they would change their leader to Sato Harumi. In 2019, after the release of their song, Basikai, the members would announce that the group would be disbanding at the end of 2020 in order for the members to pursue their own careers. The group had one last concert and fan event before disbanding on December 31st, 2020.
She flies so cool, she's an alien. Toys in the sky, never come down.
That was a lot of information, right? I know, I skimmed over a lot of stuff, but I tried not to make this video too long, and all of it was a beast to research. And also, some of it didn't matter and didn't really talk about the members of F5ve themselves. Trust me, guys, this is when we get to the interesting part. I'll start with their group history, then move on to the members' individual history. Before debut and after the disbandment of both Happiness and E-Girls, with all the current members being a part of the company prior to the disbandment of both groups. The lineup was created in 2022 with the members being Sayaka, Ruri, Katie, Miyu, and Ru. Originally, member Karen of both Happiness and E-Girls was supposed to be a part of the group, but left pre-debut to focus on her acting career. The group debuted with the single called Fire Truck in February 2023, being managed by LDH in 360, a subsidiary of LDH Japan. When debuting, they weren't actually known as F5e, but instead SG5, which stood for Sailor Guardians 5, being inspired from the anime/manga Sailor Moon, with the creator approving them to use the Sailor Guardians imagery in their music videos and concept. with each member of the group being assigned a Sailor Guardian. I think it's pretty obvious, especially in their music video for Fire Truck, where there's literally a Sailor Moon like moon at the beginning of the music video. In April 2024, the group would announce that they would be rebranding under a different name, which is what we know them as today, with Katie being made the new leader and the group having a new concept of being interdimensional dream agents from Tokyo, while, quote, utilizing their arsenal of optimism, confidence, fantasy, intelligence, and female empowerment. Wow, so basically almost the same thing as Sailor Moon. Why did they ditch their previous concept? It's unknown and I couldn't find a reason during my research. Anyway, a month later they released their next single called Lettuce and two more singles in June and October called Underground and UFO. In March of 2025 they released another single called Magic Clock, and in May this year they would release their first studio album, Sequence 01, with all five previous singles being on the album.
She plays so cool, she's a toys in the sky, never come down.
At debut, the members were assigned representative colors and dream specialties to go along with the Sailor Moon concept, but after their rebrand to F5ve, they kind of abandoned it. But I'm still going to tell you guys anyway. Trust me, their individual history is just as interesting as the groups. I'll go in birth order. Nagatomi Sayaka is the oldest member in F5ve, being born on September 20th, 1995 in Miyazaki, Japan. Her representative color is cornflower and her dream specialty is brilliance. When she was younger, she attended EXPG Studio Miyazaki, which was operated by LDH Japan and, as I stated before, was a member of both Happiness and E-Girls, but only as a performer, not a singer for either groups. She even won a prize at the LDH Girls Audition in 2008. Her position in the group is unclear, but she used to run her own fashion brand called Sirius Plus 81, but closed down operation in late 2023. Fun fact, Sayaka is my bias in the group. Dobashi Katie is the leader of F5ve and was born on January 11th, 1996 in Kanagawa, Japan. Her representative color is Tradewind and her dream specialty is confidence. I didn't even know Tradewind was a color before making this video. Interesting. Listening to artists like Girls' Generation and Morning Musume, she was personally chosen by Tetsuya of Exile to join EXPG Studio in Tokyo in 2008, soon becoming a member of both Happiness and E-Girls. Fun fact, she's the only member of F5ve to have her own Wikipedia page. That's very cool. Kawamoto Ruri was born on April 12th, 1996, and was born in Aichi, Japan. Her representative color is Moonraker. What is that? And her dream specialty is female empowerment. She first started taking dance lessons at Clover Dance Studio in Nagoya, Japan, before transferring to EXPG Studio in Osaka, becoming a member of Happiness in January 2013 and a member of E-Girls in May 2013. In 2017, she was also a member of EXPG's lab project called Kizzy, and I couldn't really find much about them. So if you know anything about them, please let me know. And one of her role models is Twice's Nyan. Ariso Miyu was born on August 16th, 1996 in Kanagawa, Japan. Her representative color is Biluba flower and dream specialty is fantasy. She was inspired by the boy group Exile to become a music artist, auditioning for LDH, becoming a member of Happiness and E-Girls. She became a dancer and vocalist of F5ve, and her favorite girl groups are Perfume and Blackpink. Good choices. I approve. Lastly, Yakoiru was born November 4th, 2003 in Aichi, Japan. She is the main vocalist and youngest of the group and is the only member to not be a part of Happiness or E-Girls. In fact, she was a fan of both groups, with her favorite member being Rei. Before joining F5ve, she made her solo debut on November 13th, 2019 with the song Lilac. Her representative color is light orchid and her dream specialty is optimism and joy. She said if she could collab with anyone, it would be Kiss of Life's Natty, and not gonna lie, I would look forward to that collab. Along with being a part of F5ve, she's also one of three members in the J-pop girl group Ice Cream that debuted on June 23rd, 2021.
You eat a lot of lettuce, but you're toxic. Yeah, I know you're only getting started.
Since the group's first 5 singles are on their first album, I'll be reviewing the album only because they have no other songs in their discography yet. The genres that F5e take a lot of influence from are hyperpop and J-pop, which makes sense because they are a J-pop group. I can see the hyperpop influence a lot with their song Fire Truck. After the release of their debut song, they stopped incorporating Sailor Moon into their work, mostly going for a regular J-pop concept but more mature. They have a different concept for almost all of their songs, while also keeping to their concept of being interdimensional agents. The song I think suits that concept the most is UFO, which all the members all wear white contacts, making them all look like aliens that came out of a UFO. I gotta appreciate the dedication, minus how creepy it looks at first. I definitely couldn't see a K-pop group doing the songs they're doing. At least not a popular one. I think XG could do the songs they make, especially Fire Truck and Magic Clock. The songs aren't too childish, but are also pretty mature to keep up with the members' ages. Dare I say they're also sexy. Like their song Sugar Free Venom, featuring Kesha? Kesha collabed with a J-pop group? I was genuinely surprised, but Kesha fits so well into this song. She even had a verse in Japanese. Like, wow, Kesha, I'm impressed. I didn't immediately recognize her voice when listening to the song. That's how well she blended in with the members. The album is pretty cohesive in sound, and I'd say all the songs show us what F5e is all about. If I could describe the group in 3 words, they'd be elegant, quirky, and sexy. That's how I'd describe their music too. With their song Lettuce being their most quirky, in my opinion, it's basically about the members singing about lettuce, or at least at surface level, that's what it's about, with the deeper meaning being about the inside and outside parts of a person and how someone will show their toxic sides to you once you're in a relationship with them. My favorite song on the album would most likely be the B-side Bad Chicka Wow Wow. It's so hard to pick one song on the album that's my favorite because all the songs are really good, especially the singles like Magic Clock and Sugar Free Venom. Bad Chicka Wow Wow stood out to me out of the B-sides, mainly because of the instrumental. Every instrumental is good, but this one has my ears in a chokehold. I can't really explain it. Go listen to it, guys. If you did or didn't know about F5e before this video, then I hope you got a good deep dive into the group, the members, and their history. I had a very fun time researching and getting to know F5e, and I hope you did too. I'm interested in covering a lot of Go groups soon, so let me know which ones in the comments you want me to cover next. This concludes this video, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stream F5e's music, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.